Again, hopefully they can go back and head back to the state championship game, see if they can defend their title. But for the Lady Musketeers, the winner of this game is playing for a ticket to play in the state championship next week. We have no idea who that will be yet. Those games, the 2A games in the north are, let's see, let me double check this real quick. In the north, the 2A would be between Bremen and Oak Hill. Again, if you remember in 2017, Oak Hill was the team that Eastern did defeat in their state championship win. So could be some serendipity here. I know that Bremen is one of the top-ranked teams in the state. Really, at this point, all four teams are just absolutely loaded. So, again, this Eastern team right in the mix of a Final Four. Eastern coming in at 19-7, picked up their 19th win this afternoon. Parke Heritage with 20 wins. So, two teams that are very evenly matched. In talking with my cousin who was on the broadcast earlier today, he said, hey, North Knox had seen Parke Heritage. Parke Heritage, he thought kind of had an off night earlier in the year, and North Knox was able to take care of business quite a bit. Other than North Knox, really no common opponent between who this Parke Heritage team has seen versus who we have seen over the course of the season. They were in a tough sectional. Did have to beat a Monrovia team that was pretty solid. Obviously, they beat Christian this afternoon in an upset win. Really played really well. The first half kind of hung around with Heritage. Heritage had the lead for a good chunk of the way, and then about halfway through the third quarter, Parke Heritage started to make a little run and really just dominated the glass there in the fourth quarter. And really, Heritage could not get anything going, and Parke Heritage just kind of kept chipping away, and then were able to take a lead. And at that point, they were starting to play with some belief and some confidence. Just a fantastic game this afternoon. Parke Heritage is led. That's going to be led by sophomore. I'm going to make sure I don't mess up any names because that's going to be Lila Busenbark, number 20. I'm sorry, just a sophomore, leading at 11 points a game. And then Kennedy Mitchell, they're both just a freshman, averaging just at 10 points a game. And then they've got a sophomore, Berkeley Shelsky, I'm assuming Shelsky, averaging 8 a game. And then Anissa Vasily, averaging just over 7 points a game. Again, from a score perspective, extremely similar to what you're seeing in the Lady Musketeers. Lady Musketeers are led, again, by Addie Smith, averaging just almost 12 points a game, and Sydney Burton also about the same, averaging about 12 points a game. Double check here. Yeah, Addie Smith about 12.4, Sydney Burton 11.3. Sydney did have 19 in that first game, so kind of inching up that average. Connor averaging about 9, and Robbins averaging about 8. Again, on paper, these two teams, again, very similar. I mentioned that in the broadcast this afternoon, how similar we were to the North Knox team as far as personnel and size. This is really no different. Parke Heritage got one girl that's 5'11", and really a whole lot of 5'7", 5'7", 5'6", 5'8", 5'4". Again, size-wise, we got to match up very similar. The biggest difference that we see on paper is Eastern's got a whole bunch of seniors, and they're going to play a whole bunch of seniors and juniors. Parke Heritage only has one senior on the roster, and I don't know if she played as much in that earlier game, but they're going to play a whole bunch of younger girls for them. I think earlier, again, it's led by a sophomore and a freshman, another sophomore. Vasily's a junior, Newton's a junior, Ramsey's a junior. But really, they're going to be led by underclassmen. So the future is bright for this Parke Heritage team, and they're able to get to 20 wins, which is absolutely a tough thing to do pretty much anywhere in Indiana. My question is going to be somewhat is who's going to control inside? Again, needs a team with a tremendous amount of size, and needs a team really playing a really deep bench. So who's going to control the glass in that game this morning? We said that Eastern was able to out-rebound a really tough North Knox team. I think that it ended up being 35-24 Eastern on the glass, and really was probably the biggest difference in the game. Eastern just able to control the boards and really make that happen. The one negative from this morning, Eastern did have 15 turnovers in that game. It's one of those things. at this level of competition, can we play under control? Can we make sure that we're limiting those turnovers? Like to see that 10 or under. The turnovers are going to happen just in the pace of the game, the pace that we like to play. You want to make sure that we're taking care of the basketball, not taking quick shots. We had a little bit of that in this earlier game, where that one pass and shot. Those things are always just dangerous. It's almost just like a turnover where other teams' guards can go in and get those rebounds. Also, the same thing. We just didn't shoot the ball particularly great. So in that first game, we had Avery had a 3, Honor had a 3, and then Addie had a 3. Just 3 threes on the game, and didn't shoot incredibly well from behind the arc, but able to get the ball done inside. Getting a lot of second chance opportunities, able to get the ball inside. Again, Burton ended up with 19, and then also being able to get to the free throw line. Addie had 14. We had 20-some points from the line, just as a collective team, really able to get it done. Now, a lot of that came in that fourth quarter when it kind of became a foul situation, but Eastern able to get it done from the line and really able to cement the game. What's this game going to look like? Will Eastern be able to kind of stay out of foul trouble? We got into some foul trouble in that earlier game, able to withstand that storm. Can we play without fouling tonight? This Parke Heritage team right now averaging about 50 points a game. Eastern averaging about 53 points a game. Two very similar scoring teams. In the earlier game against Heritage Christian, you didn't see this Parke Heritage team press much. It was more of a half-court team. You did see a mix of man and zone. Played mostly zone against that Heritage Christian team. And Heritage liked to they shot a whole lot of threes. And they were not shooting particularly well. And Parke Heritage just kind of stayed in that zone and said, hey, just keep shooting. We'll see. Hopefully that's not going to be our go-to tonight, or we can step up and make some shots. It's been a while since we've shot really well from 3. Maybe tonight we can knock down 6 or 8 threes and really make something happen. See who's going to get going. I say it all the time on the record or on the radio. It's kind of a broken record, but again, when we can get girls, we get close to 4 girls in double figures. Man, we are pretty tough. We're pretty tough to play with, pretty tough to beat. And I think that's going to be our goal. Addie and Sydney are going to get their points. You know what they're going to bring just as much as Addie controls the ball, and Sydney's really just having a fantastic tournament run here. But who else is going to step up and make some shots? Is it going to be Katie Hunter from behind the arc? Is it going to be Robin Trainer going to step up and knock down some shots? Does Avery come in and clean up the glass a little bit? Sarah's had a few games this year where she's been able to make some clean up some of that dirty work and those second chance points and use her body to get in there and steal. Who's that going to be tonight? And so this is what high school basketball is all about. We've got our band here and they're rocking. We've got an incredibly full gym. I'd say our side is probably 3/4 full. Their side is probably half full. Quite a few people here made the trip. So we always want to say thank you to all the fans that can make. It's a 2-hour trip from home. It's a long way to come here and watch a basketball game, but these girls know and love that support. They know that the community's behind them. And so again, we want to thank everybody that's coming out. Got just a couple minutes to play some other games in the area. Again, Borden I think they've already tipped off. They're playing at Charlestown. Borden is playing against Greenwood Christian. Borden on Harold's website is a 30-point favorite. I was a little bit shocked by that. A 30-point favorite. We'll see. Obviously, Borden just having a fantastic season, looking to see if they can defend their state championship. The 1A North is going to be Elkhart Christian against Fremont. We'll see what the outcome of that game is. Again, for the 2A semi-state, the North one is Bremen versus Oak Hill. Again, Oak Hill is the team that Eastern beat in 2017. In the 3A, Jennings County was victorious today at Southport. They're going to be playing Indianapolis Roncalli. Jennings County playing some fantastic basketball here in this last few weeks, playing against one of the best teams in the state in Roncalli. The winner of that will play the winner of Belmont and Connorsville. And then the 4A, again, Coach Hickey had just a fantastic season, but they fell to Lawrence Central. Lawrence Central will play the undefeated Center Grove. Center Grove's 27-0. Again, two of the best teams in the state squaring off in the South semi-state. The winner of that will go up and play the winner of McCutcheon versus Norwell. Again, it's that time of the season. You've got it's coming upon February, March, where it's tournament time, and everybody squares away 0-0. Again, it's an exciting time for these girls, exciting time for communities, and again, can't wait to see the outcome of tonight's game. I know it's going to be a late night. It's going to be a long drive home. Win, lose, or draw, whatever it's going to be. But, man, there's nowhere else we'd rather be than here watching this game. We're going to cut for the anthem and the lineup. This is going to be, I'm Jake Johannesmeyer. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball on 97.9 WSLM.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium, and we're ready for the starting lineup for tonight's big game. The crowd is on their feet, and they're going wild. The team is coming onto the court. Here comes the quarter pounder with cheese, along with the spicy McCrispy and the McDouble. And starting at center tonight will be the Big Mac. And ready to come into the game at any time is the Play of Fish. Look on the sideline, folks. We have chicken nuggets cheering along with the golden delicious fries. They're hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into McDonald's in Salem, West Baden, and Mitchell before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink and that one-of-a-kind Mickey D's sweet tea. Or hot or cold coffee drink from the McCafe. Order inside or drive-thru now with the 2 lanes and use the mobile app for great deals. And get your food delivered at home or at the curbside. You can order at halftime and enjoy that one-of-a-kind taste without missing the next play. Set a pick and roll on into McDonald's today. You'll be loving it too. Drive-thru open from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. And don't forget to catch WSLM's Coach's Corner live at McDonald's in Salem on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. I'm loving it.
It's March Madness time with girls and boys high school state finals and NCAA ball nearing tournament time. And at John Jones Auto Group in Salem, Scottsburg, Corydon, and Greenville, it's time to get in gear. Make a fast break today and score a 2026 Chevy Traverse with a $1,250 Costco Executive Member Incentive towards the purchase or lease of a 2026 Chevy Traverse. Or set yourself up with a jump shot to get 3.9% financing for 60 months on a 2026 Chevy Equinox plus no payments for 90 days. Or if a truck is in your future, dribble on in and find a new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with TurboMax engine with 1.9% financing for well-qualified buyers. Or you could get up to $7,350 off for current Chevy owners and lessees when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Stop in at one of the locations in Salem, Scottsburg, Corydon, and Greenville to check out your new ride today at John Jones Auto Group or shop online at johnjonesautogroup.com. Schedule your service today or check out tire deals. Or if you draw a foul on the road with an accident, then take your ride to the John Jones Collision Center. For all your needs, call 877-473-5546. You see so many because they paid so little.
And we're back at the McAnally Center at Greencastle High School, getting ready to get off the starting lineup for Parke Heritage. Looks like they are going to go with the junior Addie Ramsey, then number 20, Lila Busenbark, a sophomore, then freshman Kennedy Mitchell, then number 22, Anissa Viselli, and then number 23, Berkeley Kelsey. So be careful on these names all night. For the Lady Musketeers, going with Katie Honor, Addie Smith, Avery Smith, Sydney Burt, and then looks like Bailey Robbins. Again, that should have been the same starters that we saw in this afternoon game. Ref's got the coats off, and we're ready to get underway. I wondered if we were going to get 3 new officials. We got 3 completely new officials for this night game, is what we saw this afternoon. Didn't know exactly how that would work in the semi-state. So we had a set that first game, set the second game, and then we got a brand new set for the third game. And we got several observers watching these guys and seeing who's going to go to the who might out of this group might advance to the state finals from an officiating standpoint. Looks like Avery Smith's going to tip against looks like Kennedy Mitchell. Sorry, that's Busenbark. And we are ready to get underway. And the tip is controlled by Parke Heritage. That's going to be Shelsky out, bringing the ball up, being guarded by Avery Smith. Easton starting out in a man-to-man. Get the ball into Ramsey. Ramsey out top to Busenbark. Fire for three, and good. A little bit slow on that rotation. Parke Heritage looking to pick up. In a zone. Robbins on the corner, finds Avery Smith, had Burton open on that high-low, just couldn't quite handle it. Ball out of bounds, going to be Eastern basketball underneath basket. Ball into Burton. Not to Robbins, finds Addie Smith. Addie back out to Robbins. Robbins going to drive baseline. Tries to find Burton on the inside. Ball's going to get kicked out of bounds. Addie Smith on the inbound. They gets it into Robbins, out top to Honor. Honor thought about it, over to Addie Smith. Again, Heritage staying in that kind of 3-2 zone, 2-3 zone. Ball looked like it was kicked, but it's going to be deflected and jumped around. Ends up Addie Smith with it on the floor. Finds Avery Smith. Again, kind of a dangerous pass there. Heritage playing his own, finds Avery Smith. Avery gets right by, tries to lay it in, throws it too hard off the backboard. Rebound Parke Heritage. It's going to be Shelsky going the other way. She makes a spin move, kind of throws it up. A lot of contact there. Addie Smith finds Avery in the middle of the lane. Finds Robbins. Robbins for three, and good. Eastern going to try this diamond press. It's going to be Ramsey. Kicks it up to Busenbark. Up to Shelsky. Back to Busenbark. Ball tipped there by Addie Smith. She's gonna get it that time. So she tipped it. Busenbark ended up getting it again, and then tried to save it out of bounds. Just throws it off of Addie. It's going to be back to Parke Heritage. Again, a little bit of nerves you're seeing set in. Eastern going to try this 1-2-2 look. See if we can't get a trap, or see if we can't play the passing lane right here. That's going to be Busenbark. Gets it in the middle to Mitchell. Mitchell fires from the free throw line. And that's going to be Avery Smith on the rebound. They're going to get a foul on, looks like number 15. 15, that's Addie Ramsey picked up her first. Again, trying to jam that rebounder. 3-3 to score, 6:06 to play here in this first quarter. Addie Smith bringing it up. Again, Parke Heritage in this zone, but really extending one player out on the guard. Robbins out top. Hand off to Addie Smith. Addie to Honor. Honor has Robbins open in the corner for three. No good. Burton on the putback, and good. Eastern looking to see if they can't put some pressure. That's going to be Vaselli dribbling up the sideline. Tries to throw it over the top. Might have got by with a travel there by Mitchell. Mitchell throws it up. No good. Rebounded there by Addie Smith. Good athletic rebound right there. She kind of twisted her body about 12 different ways. Addie Smith tries to kick it to Honor. Looks like the ball got tipped there by Mitchell. Eastern with a 5-3 advantage. Addie's going to inbound underneath the basket, gets it into Burton. Back out to Robbins, finds Addie Smith, open for three, and good. And Eastern takes an early 8-3 lead. Ramsey throws it up. Almost had a steal there, and she's going to step out of bounds. They throw that ball, try to throw the Busenbark on the sideline, and Avery Smith almost had a piece of it, but Busenbark ended up stepping out of bounds. It's going to be Eastern basketball. Inbound to Addie Smith. Addie off, gets it to Robbins on the wing. Robbins got to be careful of that pass. That's going to be stolen by Busenbark. She's going the other way. And they're going to get a foul there. After the play there, Busenbark kind of threw the ball in Addie's direction. I don't think Addie really liked that. Again, Robbins has got to be careful with that pass. That's just unnecessary. We've got to make sure we're making strong passes here. Parke Heritage underneath. Ball's going to be almost tipped out to Busenbark. Finds open for three, and good. Addie Smith bringing it up against this this zone. Robbins on the wing. Addie over to Avery on the wing. Avery's going to try to get into the lane. Kicks it to Addie. Finds Honor. Back out to Addie Smith. Cross court to Robbins. Robbins to Honor. Honor gets into the lane. Goes up. And good. That was a weird delayed call. Call's going to be on 15. Addie Ramsey. That's her second. And Honor's going to go line for an N1. Number 13, Casey Newnham is going to check in. So Honor got by her man and kind of put up a tough shot, and he blew the whistle. I thought maybe he's going to call an offensive foul. He's just waiting to see. The ball did go in, so Honor's free throw is no good. Rebounded there by Mitchell. And that's going to be Shelton. He's going to bring it up. Eastern back to a man-to-man right now. Again, it's man-to-man, but kind of everybody's staying inside the lane, or inside the three-point line. That's over to Broostenbark. Being guarded there by Robbins. She gets down the baseline, kicks it out to, that's going to be Shelsky. Shelsky fires for three, no good. And we're going to get a jump ball on the rebound. And that's going to be good work there by Kennedy Mitchell. Burton had good position. I just don't know that she got into her leg, so it ended up kind of just up in the air, able to get a jump ball. Again, I think rebound is going to be maybe the biggest key. Can we control the glass? That's been kind of their mantra for the last several games, is own the board. And as they've been able to do that, they've really been able to just get second and third chance opportunities offensively. And again, anytime you can limit the team to one shot, you're going to have a great chance. Addie Smith being guarded there by Broostenbark. Addie's going to go right through. Tries to find Burton, finds Robbins on kind of almost an accident. Robbins fired from 15, no good. Parke going the other way. Nobody found Broostenbark. She's going to fire from three, no good. That's going to be rebounded there by Burton. Nobody picked her up. She was wide open. Eastern with a 10-6 advantage. Robbins for three in the corner, no good. And that's kind of that. We can't have that. That's going to be a steal by Addie Smith. They were trying to find Broostenbark. Addie Smith's going to try to pull it back out, finds Robbins. Robbins going to fire for a three again, no good. Honor on the rebound. Gets the ball inside to Burton. Burton's going to go strong. She's going to get stumped. Coach Drury saying, Robbins, knock it off. You got to slow down. That's just that one pass, and Jack is just not going to work. 21, Kennedy Mitchell picks up her first. And Sydney Burton going to go to the line for two. Robbins is one of those, she's a fantastic player, but when we can get into the lane and kick to her, that's fine. But that one pass is just not a good look for us. Bailey Trainer going to check in for Bailey Robbins. Burton's going to go to the line for her second free throw. Eastern up 10-6. Eastern is the home team on the scoreboard tonight. And her second free throw is no good. Rebounded there by Casey Newnham. 2:55 to play here in this first quarter. Eastern on top, 10-6. It's going to be Vasily out top. Gets it over to Newnham. Back to Vasily. Looks like they're going to try to see if they can post up Broostenbark against a much smaller Trainer. Broostenbark comes and gets it. Being guarded by Trainer. There at the volleyball line. Parke gets the ball high post to Newnham. Kick over to Mitchell. She's going to drive in, turn around, and good. Good little turnaround jump shot right there for Kennedy Mitchell. Addie Smith gets it over to Avery Smith. Avery's going to try to get in the lane, kicks to Trainer, and just throws it right out of bounds. There's going to check in. I couldn't tell if a Wolf player touched the ball on that or not, but either way, it'll be a turnover. We're going to go to the Wolves. Eastern staying in that press. They're going to get it up to Shelsky. Throws it up to Broostenbark. She's going to try it. She's being guarded by Avery Smith. She's going to step back for three, and no good. Gets her own rebound on the long rebound. Tipped there by Avery. Addie Smith's going to get a steal, and she's off to the races. Addie Smith pulls it out. Cross court to Katie Horner. Shot fake. She's going to go up and get really hammered. And that's going to be a steal there for the Lady Musketeers again. Little chaos right now. There's Avery Smith. She's going to try to go to the baseline, and she's going to get fouled there by 21, Kennedy Mitchell. And Mitchell picks up her second. So Ramsey has two. Mitchell has two. So two starters with two fouls in this first period. We'll see how their coach deals with that. Inbound to Eliza Sterrett, who checked in. Out to Trainer, back out to Addie Smith. Over to Avery Smith, looking to get the ball inside to Eliza. She backs him down, kicks to Addie Smith. Over to Trainer. Trainer gets into the lane, pulls up 10 foot. Good. Nice look there, nice ball movement. Get an open look. Parke is just going for these shot fakes over and over and over again. It's going to be Bussenbark against this press. Gets it to Vasily. He's going to find Mitchell. Sorry, not Mitchell. It's going to be Newnham. Newnham finds Mitchell. Mitchell's jump shot no good. 50 seconds. Eastern on top, 12-8. That weak pass there is going to be stolen there by Parke Heritage. Vasily had an open look. He throws it off the backboard. Second shot, no good. Bussenbark's going to fire for three, no good. And that's going to be rebounded there by Avery Smith. Again, Addie had pretty good position there, but she just went up. Mitchell went up and over top of her. Again, Mitchell playing with two fouls right now. I'm a little surprised. 15 seconds. Addie Smith out top. Double high ball screen. Addie Smith kicks to Trainer. Trainer for three. No good. Rebounded there by Avery Smith. Kicks to Addie Smith for three. No good. And that's going to be the end of the first contest, first period. Final score of the first period, Eastern 12. The Lady Wolves 8. That's going to be it. We're going to cut to a commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM.
Billy Martin's store in Martinsburg, Indiana, was established in 1859 and is the oldest family-owned business in Indiana and continues to serve southern Indiana and the Louisville area. They offer quality appliances, flooring that includes luxury vinyl plank, tile and carpet, furniture, and mattresses for your home. Take advantage of their financing options and free delivery services, including free haul-off of your old appliances. Call Janice or Tanya today at 812-967-3997 for a free estimate. Billy Martin Store services what they sell. Until March 1st, stop in at Billy Martin Store and find rebates of up to $150 on classic Speed Queen washers. Billy Martin Store supports the Lady Musketeers.
And we're back here at McAnally Center, Greencastle, Indiana. Lady Musketeers on top, 12-8. It's going to be Parke Heritage basketball to start the second quarter. Update from the Borden. So I say Borden is on top 13-5 over Greenwood Christian right now. That's going to be Vasily out top. Gets it over to Bussenbark. Being guarded by Addie Smith. High ball screen. She's going to drive baseline. Gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell kicks out to Shelsky. It's going to be over to Vasily again. Hand off to Newnham. Over to Mitchell. Again, a lot of just kind of dribble drive right here. Parke Heritage 22 gets in the lane. Vasily gets in the lane. Turnaround. No good. That's going to be rebounded there by Eliza Sterrett. Oh, wow. They're going to get a jump ball on that. Man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Eastern starting the quarter with adding Avery Smith, Eliza Sterrett, Bailey Trainer, and Katie Honor. Number 12, that's McMullen is going to check into the game for Mitchell. I don't think the coach likes the aggressiveness on that rebound right there because that was getting her third foul 30 seconds into the quarter is not what he's looking for. Mitch Simmons is the coach in his first year there at Parke Heritage. Avery Smith out top. The Wolves going to a 2-3 zone. Bailey Trainer for three, and that's good. Eastern in that prep. Looking to see if they can't get a deflection. Over to Bussenbark. Got a back tip. That's going to be pushed up to Vasily for three, and she's going to knock one down. Again, we got good pressure there. We've got to make sure that we rotate out of that press. Eastern on top, 15-11. Addie Smith in the corner to Trainer. Back out to Addie Smith, over to Eliza Sterrett, finds Avery on the inside. Avery's going to try to put it up. A lot of contact. No call there. Shelsky coming up the other way. Again, not a great look there for the Musketeers. Avery, if she's not going to get there, just kick it back out. Hand off there to Vaselli. She's going to get to the rim and lays it in. And it's a 2-point ball game. Eastern on top, 15-13. Addie Smith out top. Parke Heritage in that 2-3 zone. They kind of extend one of their guards in the corner to Honor. That's going to be a high-low there with Avery Smith and Eliza Sterrett. 3 seconds there on Eliza Sterrett. I could have guessed that one. The ball went into Eliza. She passed it back out and made no attempt to get out of the lane. Probably in there for 4 or 5 seconds. Eliza probably has a chance to score. She's got to turn and score. Go there and not get out of the lane. Again, several turnovers kind of hurting us a little bit. Eastern going to a 2-3 zone for a minute. That's going to be the Vaselli out top of Bussenbark. There's a big McMullen. It's going to be stolen there by Eliza Sterrett on the post entry. Addie Smith looking ahead, finds Trainer. Trainer finds Sterrett. Sterrett kicks across to Honor. Honor back out to Addie Smith. Addie back to Honor. Pulls it back out to Trainer. Trainer back out to Addie Smith. Back around to Honor. And not a lot of movement right here. And they're going to get a jump ball. Again, at the top of the zone, just kind of double teamed on Burton. Eastern's got to attack some kind of gap. You're really not making Parke Heritage move at all. Just kind of staying stagnant in that zone. Pretty easy to guard. Again, we got to attack some gaps, make something happen. 5:10 to play. Eastern on top by 2, 15-13. It's going to be Bussenbark. Gets into it's going to step back 3, no good. That's going to be rebounded there by Addie Smith. Again, there's inside of Burton. Burton spin move right, no good. Gets her own rebound, puts it back, no good. That's going to be rebound Parke Heritage. Burton she made the move to just take her time and finish that shot. Somebody's wide open underneath. Okay, that's going to be Noonan. Kicks it over to Shelsky. Shelsky drives baseline. And she's going to get fouled there by Eliza Sterrett. That's going to be just her first foul. And Chelsea's going to go to the line for 4-2. Again, on that last play, I think Burton had to move. I think she maybe a little surprised she was as open as she was. And even gets her second rebound, just kind of rushed a little bit. Chelsea's first free throw is good. And their second one is also good. Avery Smith's going to check back into the game. Shelsky is a 58% free throw shooter, but able to capitalize. And it's tie ball game, 15-15, 4:34 to play. Addie Smith out top, being guarded this time by McMullen. Gets the ball inside to Burton. Burton's going to go left side. Tough shot and good. Tough shot there by Sydney Burton. Finishing through the contact. That's going to be Bussenbark. They get it all the way across to Vaselli. Vaselli throws it up to McMullen, and that's going to be stolen there by Sydney Burton. Gets it to Avery Smith. Avery Smith's going to look to run a little bit. Gets it up to Honor. Honor finds Burton on the inside. Moves back to the right and lays it in. And back-to-back buckets for Sydney Burton. Bussenbark eyeing an opening in this press. Finds Shelsky going down the sideline. Shelsky finds Vaselli. Vaselli pulls up for 15. No good. Rebounded there by Avery Smith. A great rebound there by Avery. Finds that we've got to be strong with our passing here. A couple times getting a little careless. High post there to Avery finds Honor on the wing for 3 and good. And Parke Heritage has seen enough. They are going to call a timeout. That is going to be a full timeout. We will cut. 3:21 to play. East with a 7-point advantage. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on 97.9 at WSLM.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
And we're back here at Greencastle, Indiana, the 2A South Semi-State Championship. Eastern on top, 22-15 over the Parke Heritage Wolves. Coach, double check his name so I don't get it. Don't butcher. Coach Mitch Simmons did not like what he had to see in his first year. You kind of wonder in your first year of coaching to have this kind of success. It says something about what you've been able to do, but will his nerves get the best of him, and how can he kind of handle the pressure of leading a very young squad at a game of this level, this caliber, really pulling off a pretty good upset this afternoon? Can they keep that streak alive here? Update from the Borden Semi-State. Borden is on top, 25-5 right now against Greenwood Christian. Parke Heritage able to break the press, facility down the sideline. Gets it back to Shelsky. Shelsky over to Busenbart. Eastern in a man-to-man right now. Again, switched several defenses several times. On the wing to Shelsky. Shelsky gets into the lane. Dribbles off either her foot or off Burton's foot. Ends up in the hands of Katie Horner. Maddie Smith's going to go the other way. 2:50 to play here in this second quarter. High post there to Avery Smith. Gets the ball inside to Burton. Burton tough move. And she's going to get fouled. Looks like from behind there by 12, but we'll see what the official says. Foul is going to be on 12, Jenna Noonan. Alyssa McMullen. Good strong move there by Sydney Burton. Burton's going to go to line 4-2. One thing you like to see is as Burton makes that move, one of these guards got to be crashing. The other post player's got to be crashing. You can't just sit around and watch her work. She's been super effective. She's had a great postseason, but we can't just assume she's gonna finish every single time. We got to crash. Burton's first free throw is no good. Second one is no good as well. Rebound Parke Heritage. Busenbart coming the other way. On the wing there to Shelsky. Shelby's going to try to drive baseline, throws it up. And they're going to get a foul. I did not hear the whistle. They're going to get a foul there on Sydney Burton. Just her first. So the issue there is Shelsky kind of going at an angle, and if Burton doesn't meet her chest to chest, then it's going to be a foul. Burton's kind of on the side, and although Shelsky 100% initiates all the contact, it's still the definition is she is not in legal guarding position. Legal guarding position's got to be your feet planted, verticality with chest to chest. You've got to be there, and they're going to get Burton for a foul. Just her first. Shelby's able to cash in from the line, 4 for 4 from the line for her. 22-17, Eastern on top by 5. Maddie Smith, out to Trainer. Trainer over to Horner. Horner back to Addie Smith. Finds Horner on the wing. Out to Trainer. Back to Horner. Looks trying to get the ball inside to Burton. Burton spin move right. They're going to get a foul there. That looks like number 13, Casey Noonan. Again, I don't know exactly what she did there. I may not have agreed with that particular call. Burton makes a nice move. I think she's got to recognize if she can't get past that defender, then just hang on to it, kick it back out. If she's going to go line for 2, and the first one is good. Bailey Robbins going to check into the game for Trainer. Eastern takes a 6-point advantage. Again, both schools brought a pretty good-sized cheer box. It's always fun to see these fans supporting their team. Eastern pressing again. Heritage gets it up. It's going to be to Noonan. Able to break the press. They kind of figured out how to break the press here. Eastern in a man-to-man. It's going to be Busenbart being guarded by Horner. Kicks it over to Shelsky. Out to Vaselli. High ball screen. They run that ball screen quite a bit, and that's going to be Newton's going to fire from the baseline for two. Again, they run that kind of ball screen. They're going to screen roll action. They're looking for that. Newton takes a tough shot. Minute 30 to play here in this first half. Ball into Burton in the high post. Back out to Addie Smith. Addie kicks to Robbins. Robbins going to get into the lane. She's going to throw up I have no idea. And they're going to get Burton for a foul there. We did not need that shot, and we did not need that rebound. That rebound is silly. That's one of those. So Sydney Burton picked up her second foul, trying to save that one. But there's what Robbins. She's just planting her feet and shoots the ball. Right, she's going off one foot and going away. Just plant and shoot. She can knock down that shot. She's a great shooter. Just plant that in the lane and shoot that little 10-footer. Musketeers coming the other way. Minute 15 to play. Eastern on top, 24-19. High ball screen. They're going to get it out to Vaselli. Vaselli looking for that ball screen again. She's going to try to drive the baseline. She gets all the way to the rim and kicks out to Shelsky. Shelsky pulls it back out. Shelsky tries to get in the lane, going to this corner. And she's going to run over Avery Smith, and Avery's going to get a charge right there. Shelsky's going to be charged with the offensive foul. Clearly, they repeat, Avery was in the right position. She kind of got a step on Horner, but Avery there gives up her body and takes the foul. 45 seconds here to play in this first half. Eastern with a 5-point advantage, 24-19. Looks like Eastern they're okay with taking the last shot. Avery Smith out top, being guarded by Shelsky. Shelsky not really putting a whole lot of pressure out there. Coach telling them to kind of go out a little bit. Avery dribbles in, dribbles right back. Looks like they're pressuring Addie everywhere she gets the ball, but not really pressuring anybody else. Addie Smith being guarded there by McMullen. Over to Hunter, back to Addie. 15 seconds to play. Over to Robbins. And Robbins throws it away. That's Busenbark going the other way. And she's going to throw it away, going the other way. Again, we'll trade turnover for turnover there. Busenbark trying to kick, it's just too hot. Going to get an over back call. 5 seconds to play. Trainer going to check in. And I know Robin's got to be frustrated, but it's just one of those things she's got to calm down. She's just a little too excited here. Got to calm down. Use your skills. Inbound to Avery, back to Addie Smith. She's going to try to get to the rim. Throws it up. Eliza Starrett tries to get the rebound. That's going to be the end of the first half. Your Lady Musketeers on top, 24-19. And that's going to be the first half of the 2A South semi-state from Greencastle, Indiana. We're going to cut to a couple commercial breaks. We'll be right back with some thoughts on the first half.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker, so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and bait. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
After years in the making, the new Papa John's Pan Pizza recipe is ready. Introducing the new Pan Pizza with edge-to-edge cheese and toppings, a crispy garlic Parmesan crust, and 6 cheeses. It's the perfect balance of a soft, fluffy interior dough and a crispy crust. You'll agree, this Pan Pizza was worth the wait. Order the new Pan Pizza today from your local Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Get the boys counted Tylenol. Big and small, big service all. They have the main brand tires, you know, to keep it cruising on down the road. They got
dealer today for the Michelin Defender tire. It's the tire that delivers what you want. Outstanding safety, more miles and fuel efficiency, all backed by an 80,000-mile limited warranty. Don't sacrifice. Ask for the Michelin Defender tire today at your local Michelin dealer. Find the right Michelin tire and get the expert service you deserve at Dubois County Tire and Supply in Jasper, Davis County Tire and Supply in Washington, and Knox County Tire and Supply in Vincent. See manufacturer's limited warranty book for details.
Big and small, we service all. DuBois County Tire.
And we are back here at Greencastle High School, the McAnally Center, the South 2A Semi-State Championship. The Lady Musketeers on top, 24-19. Lady Musketeers going 12 points first quarter, 12 points second quarter. Fairly balanced right now. Really kind of balanced all across the board. Parke Heritage, not exactly what I expected. You kind of assumed that you were going to see a whole lot of Mitchell. You assume you're going to see a whole lot of Mitchell and Busenbark. Busenbark just not able to get it going so far. Right now for the Parke Heritage Wolves, you got Casey Newman with 2, Addie Ramsey with 3. She did pick up 2 fouls early and kind of went to the bench quickly. Busenbark with 3, just get a 3, kind of opened the game, and it really she's had a couple looks, not able to get anything else to fall. Kennedy Mitchell with 2, Vaselli with 5, their leading scorer. Not exactly what you were expecting. And then Shelsky was 4 for 4 from the line for a total of 19. I do not have the rebounding statistic, but I have to imagine that it's pretty close. Maybe a slight advantage to Eastern. This Parke Heritage team, man, they fight on the glass. Every board's been contested, even when we feel like we've had really good positioning. Man, they are fighting for those rebounds. We've not been able to get very many offensive boards. We've got a couple for some points, and then we've missed some money. You look at, we got a 5-point advantage. It could pretty easily be 10 or 12 if we can just kind of make sure we're taking that last step that we need. We had, Sydney had her own rebound once. Avery had one down there where she had to take that one more step and gather and put it in. I think Robbins had to just take one more step and lay it in. Just rush just a little bit. You're going to chalk that up to some nerves. This is a big game, the biggest game of these girls' career to date. So I get it. That's part of it. So in the second half, can we kind of just calm down and try to get in there and finish? So what's not been the case for Lady Musketeers, we have not shot the ball incredibly well through the postseason, but coming out, we got 4 threes in this half. Trainer had a 3. Addie Smith had a 3 there to start the game. Horner had a 3 in the second quarter. Robbins had a 3 early in the game. So knocking down 4, probably 4 of 10, 4 of 12. Not incredible percentage, but able to get some points there. For the Lady Musketeers, Bailey Trainer with 5, Sydney Burton with 8, Addie Smith with 3. She had that opening 3 and then really hasn't had much of a look since then. Katie Horner with 5, and then Bailey Robbins with 3 right there at the beginning of the game. Again, very curious. Can we settle in? And we saw just a little bit of silliness. I don't know. Again, I don't know our turnovers, but I imagine we're probably at 8 or 9 turnovers in this first half. I'd like to see that for the game, right? And some of these are unforced, some of these are silly, just post-entry passes or throw the ball out of bounds, or kind of just throwing kind of a weak pass to the wing, or just some silly stuff. And these girls are coming. Parke Heritage is coming. They're ready to go. They want this semi-state championship just as we do. So again, no surprise that they're giving their all. That's what you would do at this point in the season. So again, I think the Lady Musketeers is going to come down to 2 things. Can we take care of the basketball, and can we rebound the basketball? I think if we can do those 2 things, I think our pressure defensively has been pretty solid. We want to make sure that we're not missing some of those matchups. We had a couple defensive lapses where we didn't get back quite quick enough or didn't rotate quick enough. But defensively, we're doing a really nice job just keeping them at bay. A lot of ball screen action for this Parke Heritage team. It seems like all of them are going to that ball screen. They're looking for that screen roll. Eastern's defended it pretty well, making sure that somebody that her name's not Busenbark is going to just get open looks all night. And Busenbark only having really just a couple clean looks, but only 3 points in this first half. It's been successful. So again, Coach Drury pulling all the right strings right now. We'll see what she's got cooked up in this second half. again, we'd like to see this group just settle down just a little bit. Again, start to rely on our senior leadership. Hopefully Addie can try to say calm down, just take care of the basketball, making sure we're making two hand passes, make sure we're coming to meet our passes, and again, just making sure we're taking care of business on that front. Again, in other action, Borden is up by quite a bit in their sectional or in their semi-state game. We'll see if I can get a score on that before we get off here at halftime. Take a look. Let's see. It's going to be. We'll see. I'm not seeing a score on that one. The Borden was up big. One of the guys got this up on the screen down here. It was playing earlier. Again, Eastern on top, 24-19, with just a few minutes here left in halftime. I imagine, again, that Parke Heritage coach Mitch Simmons is saying, girls, we got to play. We got to keep looking to get the open man, keep attacking this zone, keep attacking the man. Eastern really played four different defenses with their press. So, again, Parke Heritage has got to recognize whatever they're playing and then figure out what their plan of attack is. I'm sure they've been coached. I'm sure they've got a methodology. They've got a strategy for how they want to attack these defenses. Get into that quickly, and then just don't be in a rush. Eastern able to force some silly turnovers against these Wolves, and really kind of the reason they kind of stepped in and take care of business. So we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the second half. Again, the Lady Musketeers on top against the Parke Heritage Wolves, 24-19. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on 97.9 WSLM.
Sullivan Feed Mill is proud to support the Eastern Lady Musketeers. Come see Junior and Yvonne for all your feed and fence needs in downtown Pekin. They have everything to get you ready for the spring season. Stop in today in downtown Pekin and see Junior and Yvonne at Sullivan Feed Mill, or call 812-967-3472, or find them on Facebook. Same family, same location, serving Southern Indiana since 1942. Go Lady Musketeers.
Get Du Bois County Tire.
Totally baked.
Big or small.
And we're back here for the second half of the 2A semi-state championship. Eastern going back with their starters, Addie Avery Smith, Sydney Burton, Bailey Robbins, and Katie Honor. Looks like Parke Heritage is going back with their starters as well. That's going to be Vasily, Chelsky, Mitchell, Bussenbart, and Ramsey. Again, we'll see Ramsey and Mitchell both picked up two. Mitchell continued to play. Ramsey went to the bench pretty quickly. Looks like Parke Heritage is in that zone. Gets the ball into Avery Smith. Avery tries to kick it over to Sydney Burton. I didn't see what happened there. Burton, it ended up kind of pinballing around, and they're going to say out of bounds. Avery must have been out of bounds. She's kind of holding her shoulder. I know she had some shoulder issues during volleyball season, so hopefully she is okay. Eastern starting out in a 2-3 zone. It's going to be Vasily out top with it. And coach is saying just be patient, calm down. Looks like he's okay. They're going to get the Bussenbart. Back out to Vasily. Going to be over to Mitchell. All the way around to Chelsky. That's going to be to Ramsey. Parke Heritage just kind of passing around the perimeter right now. Eastern rotating pretty quickly. Not seeing an opening. Wolves just not really attacking any gaps to get the ball inside. Get the ball to the short corner to Ramsey, and they're going to get her for a travel. I definitely think that was the right call. They got the ball kind of in the high post to Bussenbart, found her on the short corner, and she just get called for steps. A minute has gone by, 7 minutes to play. And Eastern on top by 5, 24-19. Parke Heritage looks more like a 3-2 zone right now. It's going to be Robbins out to Addie Smith. Addie Smith looks to attack, finds Honor. Honor open for three. No good. Rebounded there by Avery Smith. And she's going to put it back up and get fouled. Avery's going to go line 4-2. Fouls on number 21, Kennedy Mitchell. That's going to be her third. Again, could be influence this game. Picked up her third just a minute, 10 seconds into this quarter. Avery's first free throw is good. Again, Avery had those two big free throws late in the game earlier this afternoon. She had two, and Trainer had two big ones. See if we can't get it done from the line. Avery knocks them both down to start the third quarter. And she gets her first 2 points of the game. Ramsey gets it to Bussenbark. Again, Eastern in a 2-3 zone. Over to Ramsey, back to Bussenbark. We kind of set up double high ball screen, trying to get Bussenbark some breathing room. She looked like she thought about a step back three there. Gets the ball inside to Mitchell. Kick out to Shelsky. Shelsky into Ramsey. Ramsey's going to turn around and look from about 15 and knocks it down. Again, they kind of took away that low post, but Ramsey was open. Parke is going back to that 2-3 with kind of one guard extended. Find Addie Smith in the corner. Avery Smith out to Addie, over to Honor. Honor thought about it. She's going to drive down the lane all the way to the rim. No good. Avery Smith on the putback and good. Again, nice drive there. Good ball movement there behind the Lady Musketeers. Bussenbark coming the other way. Up to Vaselli. Back over to Bussenbark. They're going to get the ball in high post there to Ramsey. And they're going to get a foul there. I thought he was going to call a jump ball. They're going to get 30. That's going to be Bailey Robbins. Picks up her first. Again, our guard kind of clamping down on that high post. Parke's going to inbound underneath their basket. They're going to get the ball into Shelsky. And Parke Heritage is going to call a timeout. I think he's going to call 30. It was close to a 5-second count there. Good defense there by the Lady Musketeers. And he wanted a 30 seconds to make sure that they could maintain possession. Eastern on top, 28-21. Do want to say a quick shout-out to the Musketeer Brigade. They just sound absolutely fantastic. Mr. Matt Lindley does a fantastic job. And I know they've had a long day. They came out, got up early. They travel all this way. Then they got to find something to do all afternoon to come back tonight. But, again, they just bring a great amount of energy. Again, just a fantastic band. I also want to say a shout-out to Eastern. Had 4 girls going to the state solo ensemble choir. I just found out they all got gold today in their quartet. Again, congratulations to those ladies. That was Alina Ledford, Evelyn Martinez, Leah Smith, and Riley Whitfield. So congratulations to those young ladies and their accomplishments at state solo ensemble. Parke's to inbound, down 21-28. Ball gets into Shelsky, back to Bussenbark. She's going to step back about 17. No good. That's going to be rebounded there by, oh, wow. Burton did not like that Mitchell just goes up and gets her. That foul's going to be on Avery Smith. Mitchell just reaching Burton. Burton not really blocking out, just trying to outreach her. They get the ball into Shelsky. Shelsky tries to find Ramsey and throws it away. And one thing we got to realize, there is no such thing as an over-back call. That doesn't exist. It's got to be vertical and non-vertical. Patty Smith coming again. Parke Heritage in that looking like they're man-to-man. Finds Burton on the inside. Tough, strong move, and good. Again, you've got a situation where Mitchell's not wanting to pick up her 4th foul, so kind of backs off a little bit. Honor on the deflection, almost had a steal there. That's going to be Ramsey. Puts it out. And Eastern still staying in this 2-3 zone. Going to be Shelsky's going to fire for 3. No good. Rebounded there by Mitchell. She's going to turn around jumper. No good. That's going to be rebounded by Burton. 4:40 to play. Eastern with 9-point advantage. Robbins going to dribble down the baseline. Gets it into Avery Smith. He's going to try to work back to the middle. Tough shot. No good. Rebounded by Ramsey. Avery almost had a deflection in the steal there. Ramsey's going to bring it up the other way. Gets it on the wing to Shelsky. Shelsky finds Bussenbark for 3. And good. We cannot leave her. Avery tried to help in and again, just left her too much breathing room. So Parke Heritage is moving to a man-to-man. Sorry, I think I must have misread that last play. Robbins gets the ball into Burton. Burton kicks to Honor. Burton was open inside. They're going to get it to her. She's going to be doubled there by Ramsey. A lot of contact. Avery kicks to Robbins. Robbins for 3 and good. Robbins hit her second three of the contest. That Burton got it. Man, she got clawed pretty good by Ramsey, but no call there. Wilson-Bart kicks over to, that's going to be Vasily for three. And it's a 6-point ball game, 33-27. Eastern on top, 3.5 minutes to play. Addie Smith brings it up. Over to Robbins. Robbins back out to Addie Smith, finds Avery Smith. To Honor for three. No good. Again, I think Avery's got a layup if she just goes. They're playing kind of over the top. That's going to be Vasily for three again. No good. Deflected there by Mitchell, and then by Avery. Ends up back in the hands of Wilson-Bart. Back to Vasily again. She's going to put it up. Tough shot. And that's going to be Mitchell over the top. She's going to get that rebound. And then that's going to be people on the floor. That's going to be Vasily fighting for that rebound. Again, we have got to block out. We cannot just outreach. They're going up and getting that ball. If we don't block out, that is not going to be called a foul. Eastern fans not liking that one. Eastern players not liking that one. Inbound to Shelsky. Trying to find Wilson-Bart. She gets it back in the corner, back out top to Vasily. 2:44 to play. Vasily gets it over to Shelsky on the wing. Little zipper screen there for Ramsey. Ramsey being guarded there by Bailey Robbins. Back out to Shelsky. Being pretty patient here. They're going to regroup, reset something. With Wilson-Bart being guarded there by Addie Smith. Over to Ramsey. Ramsey thought about a shot there, 15. Pulls it back. It's going to be Vasily one-on-one against Honor. They're going to call a foul on Katie Honor. I wondered if that wasn't going to be an offensive foul. Honor's going to pick up her first. There was definitely that high elbow there by Vasily. The foul might have happened before that, but it's definitely not legal. Parke tosses it up. Gets it into Mitchell. Almost throws it away. Ball's deflected by Avery Smith, picked up by Bailey Robbins. And Bailey's going to pull it back out. Coach Drury saying, slow down. Inside of 2 minutes to play. Robbins on the wing. Trying to dribble baseline. Finds Burton. Burton's going to go to the rim. And she's going to get hacked there by Ramsey. And Ramsey's going to pick up her third. Good recognition by Bailey Robbins there. Drives baseline. She has Burton wide open. Burton splits the defender. And she's going to go to the line for two. Burton's first free throw is good. An update from the Borden semi-state. Borden is on top in the third quarter, 45-16. Bailey Traynor going to check in for Honor. Eastern with a 7-point advantage, 34-27. Sydney Burton at the line for her second free throw, and that is good. We extend this to 8. And we have Vasily coming the other way. Eastern in a 2-3 zone still. Again, Parketters trying to get that ball in that high post. Gets it on the wing to Ramsey. Ramsey going to fire for three. No good. Rebound there by Burton. And Addie Smith says, give me the ball. Get out of the way. Addie Smith up to Robbins. Parketters just kind of switching everything right now. Trainer back out to Addie Smith. Addie over to Burton on the wing. That ball's going to be kicked there by Shelsky. This is where we've got to be careful. 2-hand passes, none of this one hand, none of these lob passes, none of these weak stuff over the top. 2-hand passes, come meet your pass every single time. Inbound to Avery, back to Addie. Just over a minute to play. Avery Smith in the high post. Tries to throw to Burton. Again, a weak pass. Picked off there by Ramsey. Wilson-Bart going the other way. She's going to pull up for three. No good. Ends up in the hands of Avery Smith. Coach Drury says, slow down. Addie Smith being guarded by Wilson-Bart. Again, a really nice defender here in Wilson-Bart. Avery Smith over to Bailey Robbins. 40 seconds to play. And Robbins is going to get called for an over-in-the-back call. Again, just trying to do too much. Just pass the ball and move. I wonder if Parke Heritage didn't get a piece of that, but the officials didn't see that. 39 seconds to play. Liza Terry going to check in. I think that's maybe just to keep Burton from maybe picking up a cheap third foul. Wilson Mark, again, going against this 2-3 zone. 35 seconds to play. I don't know if they're going to play. It looks like they're going to play for one. Their coach is saying just slow down, chill out. Going to be on the corner. Zashelski back to Wilson Mark on the wing. Kicks it to Vasily. He's going to fire for three. No good. Rebounded there by Mitchell. Ends up tossing around. Wilson Park almost able to save it. Man, I am impressed with Mitchell's tenacity on the boards. Man, she is just seems like she's in every play. Honor going to check in for Bailey Robbins. 17 seconds to play. Parke Heritage putting a little pressure up front. Going to pick up full court. Avery Smith finds Honor in the full court. 10 seconds to play. Avery Smith. Addie back to Avery. Avery finds Sterrett, finds Addie Smith for three, and good. Great ball movement there by the Lady Musketeers. Wilson-Bark's going to throw up a half-court shot, no good. And that is going to be the end of the third quarter. Eastern on top, 38-27. Again, just a fantastic end of that third quarter. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM.
Washington County's primary election is coming up on Tuesday, May 5th, and before early voting in April begins, WSLM is hosting its Spring Political Forum on April 6th, beginning at 6 p.m. at the Washington County Courthouse Meeting Room. WSLM wants you to hear the contested candidates in their own words. Attorney Alex Uli will be the moderator and will be asking candidates to introduce themselves, and then they will be asked questions about their experience and thoughts on the office they are seeking. The program will air live on WSLM Radio as well as live streamed on WSLM's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter social media platforms. If you're trying to reach a decision in the 2026 primary election, feel free to go back and listen to hear exactly what your candidate has to say. WSLM is celebrating 73 years of keeping Kentuckiana informed.
And we're back here at Greencastle High School. It's going to be Lady Musketeer basketball to start the fourth quarter. Eastern going to go back with Addie Smith, Avery Smith, Bailey Trainer, Eliza Sterrett, and Katie Honor. And it looks like Parke Heritage is staying with that same lineup. Again, I don't know if they subbed much at all in that third quarter. But again, at this point, they need everybody. Eastern's ball is going to get the ball on Addie Smith. Heritage trying to trap out of this. There to Sterrett. Finds Trainer in the corner for three. No good. Ends up in the hands of Katie Honor. And she's going to get fouled. It's just, we won't say that Trainer missed pretty good there, but it ends up right in Honor's hand. She's going to go to the line for two. That foul's on 23, Shelsky. So that's her third. Honor's first free throw, no good. Can Eastern hang on here in this last quarter? 7 minutes and 48 seconds to punch their ticket to the state final game to an opponent to be named later. Honor's second free throw is also no good. Rebounded there by Ramsey. Shelsky going to bring it up. Looks like Eastern in that 2-3 zone. Parke Heritage trying to get the ball inside the Wilson Mark. Kicks over to Shelsky. Shelsky tries to get into the lane. Oh, I think he got by with the travel there. It's going to be rebounded there by Liza Sterrett. She kind of throws up the left hand. I think she was looking for a foul. Addie Smith getting trapped there at half court. Avery Smith over to Addie. Be strong here. Be strong here. Eastern or Parke Heritage in that 2-3, but looking to trap everywhere they can. Avery Smith, lots of contact here, and she's going to get called for a travel. Again, might have been a scenario where Eastern might have been able to call timeout, just a little discombobulated. Looks like Parke Heritage staying in that 2-3, but just bringing those two guards and possibly one of the zone to come out. They're seeing if they can't trap anywhere they can. Wilson Bark gets it up to Shelsky. Out to Ramsey. Ramsey, high post there to Vasily. Vasily gets to the rim for an easy two. Kind of a breakdown right there. And Eliza Sterrett just steps across the inbounds line for a silly turnover. Again, you got Wilson Bark putting pressure on Addie. And Eliza just steps across kind of an anxious. She thought Addie was open. 38-29. Parke Heritage on the inbound. That's going to be Chelsea for needs to do, just kind of manhandling Bailey Trainer right there. Maddie Smith trying to attack this trap. Avery Smith going to attack, gets the ball into Burton. Burton out to Avery. So Parke Heritage trying to see where they can't get a trap everywhere. Back to Trainer. Trainer back out to Addie Smith. Again, this is one of those, I don't know if it's a stall, but I think this is a still layups and free throw. Again, be strong. 2 hands on your passes. Weak pass there, almost picked off by Parke Heritage. Ends up back in the hands of Burton. Back to Trainer. Cross court. Going to be tipped out of bounds by Bussenmark. This is where I think sometimes Eastern, we still got to attack the basket. As they're being super aggressive, they're giving you the basket. The more patient we are, the better you're playing into their hands right now. I think you still got to attack because they're bringing 3 and 4 defenders there outside the 3-point line. Attack the rim, and we're going to get layups. I think layups and free throws are perfectly okay, but right now we got to be careful about just a straight stall. Burton over to Trainer. Trainer's going to bring him out. She's going to get trapped there, and that's going to be tries to find Honor. Again, we've got to be careful here. Again, the much smaller Trainer there getting trapped. Kind of got smothered right there. Robin's going to check in. 6:03 to play. Robin's going to inbound, gets the ball into Addie Smith. Parke Heritage looking to trap, gets the ball into Burton. Burton back to Addie Smith. Addie gets the ball in the corner to Honor. Honor's going to fire for 3. No good. I think this is a layup and free throws only. This isn't one of those things that Wilson-Bark, she's going to throw it away. Oh, it's going to be a jump. Wow. It's one of those tough calls. The ball got deflected and kind of pinballed around. It ended up in the hands of Mitchell, and their coach quickly called the timeout. They are going to give Parke Heritage a timeout there on the sideline. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball Semi-State Championship on 97.9 WSLM.
If you're living with back or neck pain, even the simplest tasks can feel overwhelming. But Expert Relief is closer than you think. SNEC now offers 2 specialized practices for spine care, SNEC Neurosurgery and SNEC Orthopedic Spine, giving you access to a full spectrum of advanced treatment options right here at home. We're proud to highlight Dr. Matthew Stanfield, a highly skilled neurosurgeon with over 25 years of experience and leader of SNEC Neurosurgery, renowned for his expertise in treating complex spinal conditions. SNEC Spine Care Program proudly welcomes Dr. Kenneth McKinley, a board-certified orthopedic spine surgeon with over a decade of experience, who now leads SNEC Orthopedic Spine. Together, these 2 practices bring you comprehensive spine care, from advanced imaging and non-surgical therapies to expert surgical solutions, all tailored to your unique needs. And because it's SNEC, you'll receive compassionate, high-quality care without having to travel far. Visit SNECmed.org to learn more. SNEC Orthopedic Spine and SNEC Neurosurgery. Expert spine care close to home.
And we're back here. Eastern on top, 38-31. 5:42 to play. Scoreless so far in this quarter. We kind of saw this in that third quarter, or the fourth quarter of the first game. Again, North Knox went on a 7-0 run, and then Eastern able to settle down and kind of take care of business. That's going to be Chelsea on the wing. Gets the ball there. That's going to be Vaselli. Sorry, back out to Vaselli. That was Mitchell. That's going to be on the Ramsey. Kicks out to Vaselli. Vaselli out to Bussenbark. Kicks over to Chelsea. Thought about a 3 into Ramsey. Kicks across to Bussenbark. Gives some space. She's going to step back for a 3 and knock it down. Just too much space there by Addie Smith. And they're going to cut this to a 4-point ball game. Eastern gets the ball up to Avery Smith. Burton's going to throw it up to Addie Smith. Honor in the corner. Again, I still think we've got to attack the basket. Again, this whole stall tactic is going to be dangerous for us. Burton out top. They're going to get a foul there. I assume that's going to be on Wilson-Bark. Just her first. Again, as aggressive as Parke Heritage is being, I think we've got to get out of that path and attack, right? This isn't to be reckless or be careless, but again, they're going to give you a layup. We're going to take the layup. Ball inbounds to Avery. Almost picked off there. And that's going to be almost picked off again. Kind of a lazy pass there. Again, I wonder if this isn't the time for Coach Drury to call timeout and regroup. She has not called a timeout yet this game. Robbins on the inbound, gets the ball into Addie Smith. Addie over to Burton. Burton back out top, over to Addie Smith. Dangerous pass there. Back to Burton. Back to Addie Smith. Addie over to Avery Smith. Over to Horner. Horner thought about it. Back to Avery Smith, inside to Burton. There we go. We'll take the layup. That's exactly. Patience is good, but again, exploit the weakness there. They're coming at us. Musketeers, other end, Eastern with a 6-point advantage, 40-34. 4 minutes to play in this semi-state championship. Back over to Chelsea on the wing. Can Parke Heritage get something here in this last 4 minutes? Not playing with a whole lot of urgency right now. It's going to be Chelsea on the wing. Gets the ball into Ramsey in the high post. Ramsey back out to Vaselli. Vaselli over to Chelsea. Again, know where Musketeers is at all times. Musketeers going to step back, and she's going to fire for three. No good. Rebounded there by Robbins. Bailey, slow down. And she's going to double dribble. Goodness gracious. Just pick up the basketball for crying out loud. And she just kind of picked it up, and Addie's right there calling for it. Musketeers back to Chelsea. 3:24 to play. Chelsea out top. Musketeers over to Ramsey. You know where Musketeers is. She's going to get a high ball screen there. She's going to step back and for three. No good. Again, rebound there. Addie Smith got clobbered there by Mitchell, but then that's going to be Burton coming across. She's going to be fouled there by, I assume that's Musketeers. That is going to be on Lila Musketeers. And that is we're going to have a timeout there by the Lady Musketeers. She called a 30-second timeout. We will stay right here. Eastern on top, 40-34 with 3 minutes exactly to play. Eastern still 4 timeouts. Parke Heritage with just 2. Again, I think this is going to be if they're going to be pressure, once they get that trap, once we get the ball out of that trap, we've got to see who's open because somebody has to be open. And then when they try to get that second trap, that last time Burton was wide open underneath. Again, just find that open man. And again, they're going to give us layups and go at it. Parke Heritage was just 3 fouls in this quarter, so we got another foul to give. So again, expect them to be aggressive. They're going to come stripping and slapping. And again, we got to be strong with the basketball. And again, at this point, I think it's layups and free throws and see if you can't ice this game. Eastern on the inbound. Into Addie Smith. Gets the ball to Avery Smith. And they're going to get a foul there on number 13. Looks like that's Casey Moonham. Again, you can see this. So that is going to, both teams will be, Parke Heritage will be in the bonus. Eastern has not had a foul yet this quarter. So inbound to Avery Smith, back to Addie Smith. Addie over to Robbins. Robbins thought about a 3. Good decision. And they're going to say she carried the basketball. I did not see what happened, but again, just silly stuff here for the Lady Musketeers in this last minute and a half. Just pick it up if you have to. We got 4 timeouts. Musketeers coming down, and Eastern standing at 2-3. Or going back to man, Addie just kind of staying with Musketeers. Mitchell's going to try to get to the rim. Kicks to Ramsey for 3, no good. Rebound's going to tossle around. Again, not a great block out by anyone. That's going to be a foul on Burton. I'm surprised by that one. But again, nobody really getting a block out. Everybody turning to try to get the ball, but nobody put in contact. Inbound to it's going to be to Shelsky. Back to Musketeers. Left wide open for 3 and knocks it down. Again, we've got to know where she is. That's a 3-point ball game. Just a miscommunication there. Avery Smith back to Addie Smith. 2:15 to play. Avery gets the ball inside to Burton. Burton's going to find Horner. Horner's going to fire for 3. No good. Robbins on the rebound. Robbins going to dribble it out. Finds Addie Smith again. I don't think we need that three. I think we need layups and free throws. And that is it. Avery's going to attack on her in the corner. Over to Addie Smith. A lot of contact. Wow. And that's going to be a foul there on Busenbarg. She got by with one that kind of a rough. She kind of swiped at it and then just kind of bodies her through. Addie Smith's going to go line for 2. Again, Eastern was phenomenal in that first game in the fourth quarter. Can we ice this game? Just put in our free throws, make our layups, and punch your ticket to the state finals. Addie Smith's first one is good. Got a little bit more rim than she probably would have liked, but hey, it fell. It went in. Again, I think Addie Smith's second one is also good. Again, I think you just got to know where Busenbarg is at all times. Make sure that you got Addie Smith guarding her. Eastern in a man-to-man. High post there to Ramsey. Ramsey's going to step back. And that's going to be a 2 there for Ramsey. Not behind the line there. That's going to be Burton bringing it up. Gets it to Avery Smith. Again, Parke Aaron's just fighting with all they got. To Addie Smith. Over to Avery Smith in the Burton high post. To Robbins. Robbins going to fire for 3. No good. Burton on the rebound. And they're going to get a jump ball. Robbins is on the ground. I did not see what happened there. Robbins shot a 3. There was contact after that shot. I did not see the crowd standing up. I could not see what happened. But they're going to get a jump ball on the other end. Let's hope that she is okay. Again, I absolutely cannot see what's going on. Our trainer is down there with her. And she is going to stand up. Looks like she is okay. Again, this is one of those, when Burton gets that rebound in the corner, we have 4 timeouts. So, again, just get that timeout and keep that possession. That is so much more important than that rebound. Again, probably 3 times in the last 2 minutes where we've taken shots. We take layups and free throws. We absolutely don't need those threes. Meanwhile, Eastern with a 3-point advantage. It's 42-39. Parke Heritage basketball, minute 18 to play. Can Eastern hang on? Mitchell brings the ball up to Shelsky. Trying to get the ball to Busenbarg. Being guarded there by Addie Smith. Busenbarg step back 3. No good. Rebounded there by Avery. It's going to be tossed around. Rebounded by Burton. And they're going to get a foul. That was a weird jump ball play. It's like one of those Hail Mary plays in the end zone. You got 4 or 5 girls jumping up for a rebound. That's going to be on 15. That's going to be on Addie Ramsey, her 4th. And Sydney Burton's going to go to the line for 2. Again, it's that age-old, it's a tough decision. Anytime you're trying to rebound, how long do you hold the block out and then when do you go for it? I just feel like in this game, our girls are going for the rebound too fast. They got to hold that block out, keep that defender off the spot, and then go get it. And they're kind of jumping too early. That one ended up in our favor. Sydney Burton, no good from the line in that first one. Just inside a minute, 59.9 seconds. Sydney Burton at the line for her second free throw, and she puts it in. Eastern on top, 43-39. Shelsky looking to bring the ball up for the Parke Heritage Wolves. Hands off to Busenbarg, back to Shelsky. Shelsky gets into the lane, pulls up, about 10-footer, no good. And we're going to have a 5-way jump ball again. And that's going to be in favor of the Musketeers. Again, this Parke Heritage team, man, they are just relentless on the glass. Eastern is going to call a timeout. And we are going to cut to a commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer basketball from the 2A South Semi-State in Greencastle. It's 97.9 WSLM.
When it comes to getting the job done right, from driveways to bridge work and paving to construction and excavating, There's one name you can count on: Temple & Temple Excavating. Serving homeowners and also handling big jobs for city, county, and state highway projects, they've built a reputation on quality work since 1948. Driveways, construction, demolition. If you need it moved, cleared, built, or torn down, call Temple & Temple Excavating at 812-883-6644. Temple & Temple have been supporting Washington County for 77 years, one project at a time. Call Temple & Temple today at 812-883-6644 or find them online at templeandtemple.com, where you can also apply for job opportunities.
And we're back here at Greencastle High School. 48.2 seconds to play. Eastern on top, 43-39. Parke Heritage in a full court press. Wisely, they do have a girl back. We've learned several teams on that play, just kind of going long. Eastern able to get the ball into Addie Smith. Addie going to get trapped down. She's going to beat him down the sideline. Now she's going to get triple teamed. Back to Avery Smith, and she's going to get fouled there by Berkeley Shelsky. Shelsky's going to pick up her fourth. Oh, I'm sorry, just her third. My apologies. I had her down for four. Avery Smith's going to go to the line for two. And Avery was clutch in that earlier game. Can she recreate that magic? And the first one is good. Baselli going to check into the game for Newnham. Give them one more shooter out there. Eastern with a 5-point advantage. Again, at this point, it is a race against the clock. And Avery Smith's second one is also good. Eastern controls by 6, 40 seconds to play. Musketeers going one-on-one, tries to get to the rim, throws it up, and she just kind of throws it up. She's looking for a foul. Coach did not like that one. Coach Drury is going to call another timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here. Musketeers, again, you have to say she's just a sophomore. Mitchell's just a freshman. Chelsea's just a sophomore. These girls just haven't played anytime Newnham, just a freshman. This is an incredibly young team. This is going to be a team that's going to be a force to be reckoned with the next couple of years. Musketeers trying to get to the line and stop the clock. As she kind of just runs in there. She kind of runs into City. Burton's in great position and just throws it up. Yeah, she got that call a couple times in this game, and the officials, again, just didn't give it to her this time. And it's going to end up being a turnover, out of bounds pretty much. Eastern's going to get the reset. Coach Drury's got something to say. 33.9 seconds to play. Eastern on top by 6, 45-39. Some confusion about who was in the game for Parke Heritage. Looks like they're full court pressing. That long pass may work right here. I bet they're going to do it because they are guarding the inbounder. They're going to go. And Burton throws it away. That's going to be stolen there by Newnham. She's going to get it into Mitchell, and Mitchell's going to lay it in for two. That's one of those. Sydney's got to throw that pass before Avery gets to half court. At that point, if she throws it, she's going to throw it. Avery's going to outrun anybody on the floor. So just throw that ball into open space. Avery's going to shoot a layup, but she kind of waits till Avery's at half court. So her and Newnham are just kind of fighting. Not a super high pass, and Newnham's able to pick it off. Again, it's the right idea. Just waited too long on a play. That's one of those hard things to do, to try to throw the ball out into open space and just trusting that your person's going to go get it. I think she does that. I think Avery wins that battle. I think she's going to outrun Newnham anytime. So got to make that happen. And we're back to where we were. Eastern on top by 4, 45-41, 26.7 seconds to play. On the inbound, gets the ball into Addie Smith. She's going to get trapped right away, and she's going to get fouled. Kind of got knocked down there. That's going to be fouled. Is that going to be 20 or 13? That's going to be on number 20. Buchenbach picks up her fourth. And Addie Smith's going to go to the line for two. Can she recreate the magic that she had in that first game? Again, I think she was 9 of 14 from the line in the fourth quarter. Addie's first one is no good. I hate to jinx her. Sorry if I did that. I'll take the blame on that one. Addie's going to step up and make this one, though. 25.2 seconds to play. And the second one is up and it's good. Wilson-Bark coming down. High ball screen. She's going to try to get the rim. Kicked it to Shelsky. And the ball's going to be out of bounds. Shelsky was kind of coming back off the run and just kind of mishap. The ball is out of bounds in favor of the Musketeers. 17.2 seconds to play. Eastern in a stack right now. Again, I think if Trainer just throws it long and let David go beat her. Addie gets the ball into Burton. Burton up to Addie Smith. Addie trying to dribble around. She's going to get fouled there by 21, Mitchell. And I think Mitchell's going to pick up her fourth. More importantly, we're able to run off about 12 seconds off the clock. With just 12 seconds left to play in this game. Eastern with a 5-point advantage. And Addie Smith, again, I have to say, if she can put in both of these, I think this is out of reach. Right now, just a 2-possession game. First one is up and good. Eastern with a 6-point advantage, 47-41. Again, Parke Heritage with one timeout. Eastern with 2 timeouts. Eastern with just 1 foul. I wonder if you don't start thinking about fouling here just to eat up some clock. Nobody really in foul trouble. It's going to be Vaselli coming up. She's going to throw it into Wilson-Bark's going to fire for 3. No good. Rebounded there by none other than Mitchell. And that's going to be the end of the ball game. And your Eastern Musketeers are going to be the 2A South semi-state champions. They will advance to the state final game next week. What an effort by this Lady Musketeer basketball team. Again, it was a little shaky, but able to get the job done. Eastern's going to win 48-41 against this Parke Heritage team. I will say you will see this Parke Heritage team again in the future. The youth of this team, they're going to take this experience and be back ready to go next year. I imagine this is going to be a game that they're going to have on their calendar. They're going to be ready to go. Again, a very young team. Again, congratulations to the Lady Musketeers coming out on top 48-41 over the Parke Heritage Lady Wolves to claim the South 2A championship, semi-state championship. We will see who they will go up against shortly. That they will see the winner of the Bremen Oak Hill game, which is going on right now as well. Again, they're going to present the trophy to this team, to these 4 seniors that have led them so well over the course of this season. And again, nothing but jubilee. Now, it is 9:15, and we got a 2.5-hour drive. So I'm sure that they're going to celebrate. It's going to be a late night. And here comes the cheer block. Again, just fantastic for this group. So exciting. Again, the cheer block's been really supportive here late in this season. Again, congratulations to the Lady Musketeers. Just a phenomenal effort by everybody involved. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with some thoughts on this game and on this season. We'll see if we can get our coach up here. And as they cut down the nets and enjoy the festivities, we'll talk a little bit about tonight's game. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
WSLM's Say Yes to the Prom Dress is coming up on Sunday, February 22nd from noon until 2 p.m. at Salem High School. Prom is a rite of passage for many young ladies, and WSLM is offering girls in the Kentuckiana area to come and check out the new and slightly used prom dresses and gowns and take one home with you. free. It's their way of giving back to the community for the past 10 years. Bring your glam squad and stop by Salem High School on Sunday, February 22nd from noon until 2 p.m. And maybe you'll say yes to the prom dress.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward rehabilitation program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, two great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
Sweets in Salem has just what you need to brighten your day. 6 and 8-inch cupcakes available as singles or by the dozen. Cakes. You can choose your filling and icing. Cinnamon rolls, pecan rolls, turnovers, crescent rolls, Danish, bagels, and jumbo muffins. Donuts, cheesecake bites, brownie bars, and lots of other goodies like pies, fruit pizza, cake balls, and pudding cups. Stop in today, and you'll find something that hits your sweet tooth. Open 7 to 5 weekdays, 8 to 1 Saturdays, and closed Sundays. Find them at 1305 West Mulberry Street or call 812-844-2831. Totally Baked Sweets, Salem's sweetest stop.
And we're back here at Greencastle High School. Congratulations again to the Lady Musketeers beating the Parke Heritage Wolves 48-41, and really controlled this game most of the game really from the tip. You kind of had a little scare there in the fourth quarter where the pressure kind of got to us a little bit, and really the fourth quarter is the only one that Parke Heritage was able to win, getting 14 points. But again, Eastern able to get it done, and really contributions kind of all over the spectrum here. For Parke Heritage, we'll go through the numbers. Casey Noonan with 2, Eddie Ramsey with 7, Bussenbark with 9. Just had 3 threes. You really wondered if she wasn't going to get hot in that second half, but Addie Smith just did a fantastic job on her, especially late in the game, to kind of limit her. We let her get free a couple times, but really just able to get the job done on Bussenbark. And 2 fantastic guards in these 2 games. First off, again, the premise girl from North Knox, Addie Smith, just had her work cut out for you. And then going against the Bussenbark, man, these are 2 phenomenal players that Addie had to work against. The zone was super effective tonight. When we went to that, again, Coach Drury pulling all the right strings at the right moment. Also, we had Kennedy Mitchell had 4, Nisa Vaselli had 13, and then Burke Lashelski with 6 for a total of 41 points. For the Lady Musketeers, Bailey Traynor had 5. Sydney Burton with a game-high 15. Addie Smith was 11. She did go 5 of 6 from the line in that fourth quarter to really kind of help push us over that 2-possession lead and able to kind of help us take care of business. Horner with 5, Avery Smith with 6, and Bailey Robbins with 6. Again, for a 48-41 win. I will be so curious to see the numbers and see how it kind of pans out on the glass. In the first half, I really thought Eastern did a nice job of controlling the boards, but this Parke Heritage team was relentless on the glass and really just no freebies. And it's something that we can learn from. If we're going to go play for a state title, what can we take away from tonight's game? Can we just truly control the glass? For tonight, we will play the winner of Oak Hill and Bremen. Again, we'll see tonight. I'm sure that game's going on. Right now, we'll see if we can't find that score somewhere. Let's see if I can't put it up here. Okay, that was the band shout. Now he was saying just thank you to the band for just a great support, great energy that they bring. Just everything that they do for us is just fantastic. Looks like they're going to get ready to cut down the nets. We're going to see if we can't get Coach Drury up here to talk just a little bit. Don't hate to do it before they cut down the nets, but maybe we'll need to do that first. I don't know. Okay, trying to get some direction. We'll see, again, if we find out any information on what the festivities will be tonight. I know that it's going to be incredibly late. You're pushing 9:30 now, and we're well over 2 hours from home. So you're going to be pushing midnight before these girls probably get back. But I'm sure they're going to be celebrating, and then there's not going to be a soul awake as we come through tonight. So again, super excited for this Lady Musketeer basketball team. We're going to see if we can't get Coach Drury up here. We're going to see if we can't get Coach Drury up here. Again, for me, the name of the game tonight was really just everybody. I mean, you had Burton and Addie stepping up like they have all year long. It's been that's been the key over and over and over again. You had Eliza coming up and really helping on the glass, that's kind of been her role over and over and over again. Avery stepped up in the third and fourth quarter and really, again, what can you say? This team is 8 players deep, and really they needed everybody. And as they put all those contributions together, man, they're just fantastic to watch.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Well, first of all, congratulations, semi-state champions. How's that feel?
Feels pretty good.
We just found out Oak Hill beat Bremen.
Wow.
So this will be a rematch of the 2017 state championship.
Wow.
Oak Hill. I didn't know if they were going to be able to beat Bremen. I watched a little bit of the end of the game. Oak Hill coming out on top, so it will be a 2017 rematch.
Thank you. Oh, shoot. Mikey called it.
Yep. That was going to be Oak Hill?
Yep.
Okay. Borden absolutely blew out there. They won by a landslide. Just games coming in all over the night. So we'll get you. So back to tonight. Again, how are you able to get it done? You had just a really solid first half and then got a little shaky there in the second half. How were you able to pull this one out?
Oh, man. Well, I would love to say that we hit free throws down the stretch. I would love to say that we, didn't give them any open looks. And, when I say open looks, she was taking step backs. I felt like everything that they threw up went in. And I think it still just boils down to the toughness and just the grit to grind it out through the finish. We knew this was going to be a grinder. They played a tough match today. We played a tough match today. So I think just being tough and grinding it out and doing the little things correct down the stretch, I think that made the difference.
So you mentioned free throws. So we're 12 of 16 in the second half. It may not have felt like that in the fourth quarter.
Are you serious?
We're 8 of 12 in the fourth quarter from the line.
It did not feel like that.
But Addie missed that front end. She was 5 of 6 from the line. Katie missing those 2, and she's one of our better free throw shooters, missing 2.
Yes.
It maybe felt worse.
Yes.
Sydney missed 1 of 2, which again she's shooting 78% I think on the year.
Mm-hmm.
So they came in kind of tough moments where we had a 3 or 4 point lead, and get a chance to extend, and we're not able to extend. Just giving them a little bit of hope. Talk a little bit about. You played 2 fantastic guards in the earlier game in the premise, and then Bussenbart. Man, these 2 girls can play.
Yeah.
Talk about how you were able to contain her. She got away in that fourth quarter, got an open look. Third quarter, got an open look. But really, just held to 9 points, just 3 threes on the game. Really, their bread and butter. Really able to limit her. How was able to do that?
Yeah, I think we had to focus in. It was a tough game to prepare for. We put all of our chips into North Knox, trying to prepare for the first game, and then we get limited time to prepare for them. We get limited film. I got 3 coaches watching 3 different games, trying to put a scout together, and just you don't see a kid make those shots every single night. That kid's a gamer. She's knocking those shots down.
She's got a quick step back, and she gets it off. And I was kind of surprised they didn't look to get her more. And she kind of created her own shots, and instead of the team, really for a team of mostly freshmen and sophomores, and a couple juniors in there. Again, I can't say enough about this Parke Heritage team. They're going to be a force coming in the next few years. But you guys are able to take care of business. So talk to me a little bit. So tonight, I think I saw 5. I think I counted 5 different defenses that I saw tonight. You kind of main between 2 most of the season. 5 different ones tonight. Is that just something that you thought that you could exploit, or is that just something we're just trying to make it up?
Throwing it at the wall, see what stuck.
I mean, with the limited time we had to prepare, you know, we like to fall back on our man, but, I mean, that ball screen action there in the first half was eating us alive.
Right.
So then we came back and went zone, tried a bunch of different things, you know, and hopefully, too, you know, them being underclassmen, which they don't really play like,
right.
But them being underclassmen, we can switch some things up, try to throw them off guard. I mean,
right.
But it really was. We were going into the wall and seeing what sticks.
So I was watching their coach quite a bit, and every time he kind of changed, he's like, okay, let's wait. And they'd run 30 to 40 seconds off the clock. I'm kind of like, what are you doing? But I think he's just kind of, okay, now what are we going to do? And so that was a game plan that worked. And you say kind of sticking it to the wall, but you really kind of, a first-year coach in this team plays hard. But just his first year, I think maybe it kind of threw him off just a little bit, and just kind of that time, especially late, where they're kind of, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And all of a sudden, the game's over. Game's over. Really able to take care of business late. I will say, the first half, I think we out-rebounded them pretty handily. The second half, man, those girls were relentless on the glass. And we came up with a few of those 50-50 balls, but a normal blockout was not going to work in this game.
No.
You know, it was going to be a blockout plus some. You know, that's kind of how we were able to get through that fourth quarter, where it just seemed like we just couldn't come up with a board. It seemed like, and there's a tip and a jump ball, and you know, how are you able to kind of come through that?
Well, it's been a very big emphasis about getting on 50-50 balls, and when it's getting tipped around up there, I mean, that's anybody's ball. You know, Avery Smith is just probably going to out-athlete everyone on the floor and go get it. You know, and just we had to have those rebounds.
Correct.
I mean, and I don't know if they know the importance of getting some of those rebounds. You know, and all year we work on blocking out. We work, you know, and it's just, I know it's second game of the day. I know it's the fourth quarter. I know they're exhausted, but that's just something that we're going to have to continue to drive home because we can't have. I mean, we got one game left. We can't have any mental lapses.
Well, no bigger win than win number 20 on the season. You got to punch our ticket to the state finals. We will play Oak Hill next week. Those details will come out. Man, I can't say enough great things. This team just, you just balance all across the board, shares the basketball. I don't know what our assist numbers are tonight, but, you know, just, again, we needed everybody, you know. And I think you take one girl out of our lineup, and all of a sudden we're a very different team. And that says something about these girls, how much they need each other. That says something about just kind of they come together. I've teased people, January we just didn't play great basketball. And, man, things are just coming together. And this last couple of we're playing some of our best basketball of the season. And this is exactly what you want. Going into the state finals. So, we'll see what Oak Hill's going to come, man. I wish you the best of luck. See if we can't go. I don't know. I'll have to see. I have to look up how many players have had a chance to coach in the state final game. So you're going to have a rare opportunity here. We'll see which one feels different.
I know which one's tougher, I'll tell you that.
So best of luck to you. Congratulations to a state champion coach, Taylor Drury. We're going to see if we can't get a few of these players up here to talk just a little bit. Again, hats off to this team. Just an incredible feat, incredible task here ahead of them. Again, we do have another final come in. It looks like Ron Colley has knocked off Jennings County. It looks like 50-47. Again, a tough game. Ron Colley, an incredibly strong basketball team, able to come out on top against Jennings County. Again, if we see any other scores, we will try to update you the best we can. We're going to see if we can't try to get some seniors up here to talk for just a minute. We're going to cut to one quick commercial break, and we will be right back with hopefully one of our seniors or a couple of our seniors, see if we can't get them up here. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball on WSLM.
From the town of New Pekin, we want to wish the Lady Musketeers the best and come back with a win.
High school sports are unique compared to other youth sports programs. They develop a special kind of player that every team needs, a glue guy.
A glue guy's performance isn't measured in stats, and their impact doesn't show up on a highlight reel.
And girls can be glue guys too. They're the players who are always willing to die for a loose ball, take a charge, or keep the energy of the bench up. They're the element that keeps the team's chemistry intact.
High school sports are where glue guys have a chance to develop, where they learn that intangibles are just as important as skills.
Developing glue guys is one of the things that makes high school sports essential. After they leave high school, glue guys are the teammates help make businesses, families, and communities successful. I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty. Buy a ticket to your school's athletic event and support high school sports, building up the glue guys we all need. This is celebrating their impact. This is honoring their pride. This is your IHSAA.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium, and we're ready for the starting lineup for tonight's big game. The crowd is on their feet, and they're going wild. The team is coming onto the court. Here comes the quarter pounder with cheese, along with the spicy McCrispy and the McDouble. And starting at center tonight will be the Big Mac. And ready to come into the game at any time is a play of fish. Look on the sideline, folks. We have chicken nuggets cheering along with the golden delicious fries. They're hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into McDonald's in Salem, West Baden, and Mitchell before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink and that one-of-a-kind Mickey D's sweet tea. Or hot or cold coffee drink from the McCafe. Order inside or drive-thru now with the 2 lanes and use the mobile app for great deals. And get your food delivered at home or at the curbside. You can order at halftime and enjoy that one-of-a-kind taste without missing the next play. Set a pick and roll on into McDonald's today. You'll be loving it too. Drive-thru open from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. And don't forget to catch WSLM's Coach's Corner live at McDonald's in Salem on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. I'm loving it.
It's March Madness time with girls and boys high school state finals and NCAA ball nearing tournament time. And at John Jones Auto Group in Salem, Scottsburg, Corydon, and Greenville, it's time to get in gear. Make a fast break today and score a 2026 Chevy Traverse with a $1,250 Costco Executive Member Incentive towards the purchase or lease of a 2026 Chevy Traverse. Or set yourself up with a jump shot to get 3.9% financing for 60 months on a 2026 Chevy Equinox plus no payments for 90 days. Or if a truck is in your future, dribble on in and find a new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with TurboMax engine with 1.9% financing for well-qualified buyers. Or you could get up to $7,350 off for current Chevy owners and lessees when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Stop in at one of the locations in Salem, Scottsburg, Corydon, and Greenville.
And we're back here. I've got Addie and Avery Smith here. Avery, congratulations, 2A South semi-state champions. How's that feel?
It feels absolutely amazing. We work hard every single day to get here, and we were always the underdogs, and I feel like we came out here and showed what we are capable of and what we came to do.
Man, that first half, we just played solid everywhere, just across the board, just not limited turnovers, and just really able to take care of business. Second half, we got a little iffy there. This Parke team, very young. I wondered if we weren't going to be able to exploit some of their weaknesses. You guys faced 2 of the best guards we've seen all year in the earlier game with Primus, and then there was Bussenbark. How were you able to keep her at bay tonight?
I mean, Addie Smith's defense is absolutely amazing. She shuts down most of the point guards we play, and that's like she can score, but we need her on defense to be able to have a good defensive team, and she does absolutely amazing at it.
Again, you had 4 big free throws in the second half. I know that you're probably thinking you struggle from the line at times tonight, but 4 big ones. Again, the same thing we saw in the first game, coming up clutch in that fourth quarter. Again, be able to just kind of handle that pressure. Tonight, I think that the biggest difference here in that second half, this team was relentless on the glass. Every rebound seemed like it was 4, 5, 7 bodies hitting the floor. The number of times you end up hitting the floor out of a scramble or that kind of stuff. How are you able to just play through that physicality when officials let them play quite a bit? How are you able to play through all that?
I mean, I know that they're going to let us play, so we have to go out there and be tougher. We have to get all the 50-50 balls because that's what wins us the games, and that's what we have to do to get the advantage we need. We have to be on all the 50-50 balls, and that's just kind of my role in this team.
It's kind of interesting. So I just felt like, especially in this game, you end up handling the ball a lot more than maybe you have really most of the tournament. Really they're kind of putting pressure on Addie from the get-go. You kind of morph into more of a point forward, kind of that Kevin Garnett kind of style. And really just did a fantastic job tonight. Again, my hat's off to you guys. I know you guys want to go out and celebrate. Just a fantastic job. 2A state champion, Avery Smith. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Addie, Addie, congratulations.
Thank you.
2A semi-state champions. Man, that's got to feel pretty amazing.
Yes, it feels great.
I'm sure that you were exhausted.
Very tired.
I'm sure you guys have had two tough games. You've had to guard two of the best players we've seen all year. It seems like that maybe wasn't your role all season long, and then it seems like the postseason, every single time out, you're getting the next one. And again, tonight with Busenbart, just holding her to 3 threes on the night. That's it. She only got 9 points. You felt like she got more than that, but that's all she had. And really, due to she won kind of a fluke, she broke out. How do you handle that? Being saying, you know what, you got to guard their best player every night.
I really just work on it in practice. We've been pulling some boys in to play against them that are a lot faster and stronger than the girls we've been playing. And I also just watch a lot of film, try to break down the player that I'm guarding, their moves and stuff, try to study their game so I'm prepared when I have to guard them. And then I won't be surprised by their moves and stuff, and I'm a little more prepared, a little more comfortable guarding them.
But then kind of on the flip side, where she really from the get-go was kind of picking you up half court, sometimes even full court. I was really impressed with her defensive effort, and really, you really had other girls, and Avery ended up handling the ball a lot tonight. Does that take you kind of out of things a little bit, or you say, hey, bring it on, let's go, Yeah,
I really trust my teammates, so if I can't get the ball right away, I trust that whoever gets the ball can get it up the court and start facilitating, getting us into an offense and just, putting us into something so we can break it down and, get an open shot.
You may or may not know, so in the first game, you were 5 of 6 from the line in the fourth quarter. In this game, you're 5 of 6 from the line in the fourth quarter. Both of these, you're able to get it done there late. We go 8 of 12 from the line in the fourth quarter, and it maybe not felt like that. Hunter missed one. Burton, we had some misses, but really able to get it done there in that late game. Really that's a hats off to you. And it seems like our girls say, just get the ball to Addie, and she'll take care of it. And there was one time you got hammered, no call. They kind of called the next one. You just kind of keep playing through it. So, you were just a great example of what leadership looks like on the floor. Getting to know you, I couldn't be more proud of you and what you're able to do with this team. Congratulations to semi-state champions. You guys are going to be playing Oak Hill next week. Oak Hill beat Bremen, so this is a 2017 rematch of that same state title game. So it should be super exciting. Again, go celebrate, have a great night, and get some rest, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you so much.
Eliza's going to join us. Joined here by senior Eliza Sterrett, 2A semi-state champion. How does that feel?
I don't know if it's actually hit me yet or not, but it's definitely insane. Just the thought that we get to play in Greenbridge Fieldhouse. We're the top 2 teams in the state right now. It's just, I don't even know how to describe it.
I'm sure it's unreal. I'm sure it's unreal. We never got that far as a player or anything like that. So no. You guys are doing something that's unprecedented. Eastern's only done it once in their history, and it's going to be against the exact same team if you didn't know. Exciting. Eliza, you're one that just kind of amazes me because what you do doesn't show up in the stat book all the time. And it seems like every board, and tonight, especially in that second half, Parke Heritage was relentless on the glass. And it seems like if you didn't get the rebound, you were putting a body on somebody, hitting somebody somewhere. And the number of times I even say on the radio, it's like you didn't get the rebound, but you kept that girl from getting the rebound. Mitchell, I just was really impressed with. How do you kind of to buy into that role? Because that's not the fun role on the team. How do you buy into that?
I trust my teammates that they know their roles, and I've come really accustomed to my role. And I know that if I do the dirty work and I can do my role to my best ability, then it just significantly increases everyone else's plays because we get great shots and we get good ball movement, and we're just a better team overall when someone does that hard work.
And I've said it several times that this is one of those things. I think if you take any player off this team right now, we can't play without them. And to get contributions from really everybody that's playing. Everybody. We need them all. We need them all. And you may say, well, hey, you're not getting 10 points a game, or you're not whatever. But man, I never want you to underestimate the what you bring to the game, and just keeping them on the boards. And I don't have the numbers for where the rebounds are, but I imagine the first half we outran them pretty easily. Second half is probably a little closer. But again, the number of jump balls and fouls that come out of rebounds. Again, that's just to your hustle. Again, my hats off to you. Again, exciting time. 2A semi-state South champions. Yeah. Again, we're going to see you next week in Cambridge.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too. You too.
We're going to join there by Sydney Burton. I think she's going to be our final one, and we'll try to cut out tonight. Sydney Burton, semi-state champions. How's that feel?
Dude, it feels so unreal. It's incredible. I don't even know.
I know that I think you were a young one when Salem had their big run in the state final, so you got to kind of follow along with that. You know, to go from that to now experiencing this as a player, you know, how's that feel? We never got this far. We got to the semi-state when I was a player back in, and I remember that feeling to win and be able to say next week we're playing in Cambridge. You know, that's a hats off to you. Are you excited, nervous, or just exhausted?
I mean, I'm a little tired right now, I'm not going to lie, but, I mean, at Salem, I was kind of a part of it because of my dad being the coach. Right. I got to film the game, I got to be a part of the team stuff, but actually being here and being a part of the reason that we're going to state along with my team it's a whole another feeling. It's on a whole other level. Right. I mean, we're going to play in Cambridge, and we're the final two.
That's pretty awesome. It is going to be a rematch in the 2017. We will play Oak Hill. In the first game tonight, you end up with a double-double. 19 and 10 is what we had you down for. I don't have your rebounding numbers. I'm going to bet you end up with a double-double again tonight. It's one of those strange things that throughout the season, you were getting 10 and 8, 10 and 7. But this postseason, it's been just a different thing for you where that's where we've tried to exploit, and that's where, you know, we haven't shot. We shot a little bit better tonight. I think we had 6 threes on tonight. You've been just a focal point and really been able to get that done. How does that role has changed for you maybe a little bit going into this postseason? Is that just something that you are seeing, or something coach is seeing, or something that's just saying, hey, we got an advantage here?
Well, I've definitely been putting a lot more work in the gym with my dad, like before games and after practices. So I think that's helped. And I just think back to the Scottsboro tournament where, like, you know, I was doing well. You know, tournaments they just feel different. I don't know.
Right.
But I just think we're playing better as a team all together. Like, we finally have everybody together now where everybody's playing, everybody's on the floor, where the whole season we've never really actually had a full team.
Right.
And now we're like, we have a team, we know what everybody does, we can look for people that we know are going to be there, and we just know, and we can trust each other more.
And again, this team is unique, and I don't know how else to explain it, that we just needed everybody. We need them all. You know, and you know, we got kind of balanced scoring across the whole team. You know, it doesn't end up with a point tonight, but I don't know that we win without Eliza tonight, just crashing the glass and just keeping that pursuit. You know, and just, you know, everybody chipping in. And obviously, you're getting to 15. You know, had a huge first half where really, I mean, I don't know that they had an answer for you. In the second half, really kind of got pulled out because now you're being more of a guard instead of just getting that ball in the paint as they kind of extended. Got off the rails just a little bit in that third quarter where it was like, okay, chill out a little bit. But again, you're able to handle the ball, able to get through all that. Again, just so excited for what this team may be able to do. I think going back to Cambridge, chance at a second state title in what, 8 years. Again, just a fantastic time. I know that you're going to have a great time tonight. I'm sure you're not going to be able to talk tomorrow from Springman and Holler on the bus. I know you got a long ride home. So again, I know you want to celebrate with family. So congratulations, Sydney Burton. Just again, 15 points tonight. Really led the way really throughout the contest. Really offensive and defense, just all over the place. Really able to help us get this thing done. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week in Cambridge.
Thank you so much.
That was Sydney Burton, again, from the Eastern Musketeers, semi-state champions here at Greencastle. They won 48-41 against Parke Heritage, the Lady Wolves. They are still cutting down the nets, the band and the cheerleaders and all that stuff. They're getting that stuff done. I imagine that we were going to try to get out of here in the next probably 15 or 20 minutes. So that would probably be putting us back to school or back to probably closer to midnight. We'll see what there happens to be, if there's going to be any activities or anything going on. I can't imagine they're going to do a pep session tonight, but maybe, who knows? If that comes out, we'll try to let Becky know and see if she can't get that information out to any of our listeners. Again, we want to thank you for joining in tonight. Lady Musketeers victorious over the Parke Heritage Wolves, 48-41. the 2A South Semi-State champions. They will go to Gainbridge Fieldhouse next week. We'll know more information on times and all that stuff. They will play Oak Hill for a chance at a 2A state championship. Again, we will see Borden up there as well. Borden victorious in the Charlestown Semi-State. They will be up there as well. So hopefully we can take as much of Washington County with us, and part of Clark County. We'll take all of them. It's always exciting. You have two teams in the same conference, two teams about 4 miles away, going to be playing back to back for state championships. See if we can't bring 2 state championships home to our area. Again, my name is Jake Johannesmeyer. This has been Lady Musketeer Basketball on 97.9 WSLM. Thank you, and we will see you guys next week from Gainbridge Fieldhouse.